What's unique about this technology is there's token incentivization built in, which is why these networks bootstrap so fast. It's currently $3 trillion as an industry. If I extrapolate out the rate of growth, the trend rate of adoption is twice the speed of the internet. As the internet slowed down in adoption rates because it gets more saturated, if we extrapolate the same, we get to about 4 billion users by 2030. So I think the asset class goes to $100 billion, and we're only 3% of the way there. So this is the largest, fastest accumulation of wealth in all human history that lies ahead of us. It's the big rebalancing, how everybody can get involved, whichever country you're in, however much you are, right? So it's the big one, the biggest macro trade of all time. That's primarily my interest in the trade. The whole space is driven by network adoption. More people will join the network, the more applications that get built, the more valuable these networks become. Beyond that, it's then broken down to different companies or projects selling block space. That's all they do, which is a data storage and essentially that block or distributed ledger. And they've all got a different sales approach. Bitcoin has, we're the most trusted, we're secure. Ethereum is like, we're the board repeating. It'll stop being repeated once we break the root cause of the problem, which is demographics.
That's it. So that's for the 4-year cycle repeating, but it will continue being a 4-year cycle. It won't have a super cycle. Remember in the last cycle, we thought we'll continue extending for another.
I doubt it, unless something completely changes.
Fundamental changes.
Fundamental changes.
Okay. And then we start going through, first I want to compare the cycles. How would you compare, is any specific differences we're seeing in this cycle compared to the last cycle? There's always small variations of which asset classes lead the cycle, but anything else is fundamentally different this time around?
No, we've got some new asset classes come in, but otherwise it's pretty much the same. So Bitcoin usually leads in spring and summer.
Which is now.
And then Bitcoin dominance falls and alt season starts.
In a couple of months.
Which is...
When you say alt season, is that utility tokens, meme coins, or both?
It's probably everything.
Everything, okay.
It almost doesn't matter, including all the dead tokens. My guess is even stupid shit like Luna will go up, 5x. Why? Because it's now a meme about the broken cycle last time. Who knows what goes up? It gets crazy season, is the point. So we need Circle to go public or get bought. We need some of the, Kraken. We need some of these bigger things to recycle the VC money to then ratchet the whole space up again. And then, as you say, if we've captured a certain amount of liquidity, yes, it's increasing, but then you've sucked a whole bunch into the casino of meme coins, it takes some of that away. Because this entire industry trades on attention. And there's only so many of us in the industry. So let's say there's 1 million active people in the industry. Well, that's 1 million people's attention. And you've got 10,000 tokens launching a day. How much attention can we give to anything? So it really is this game of attention, and memes have got it now because everyone believes that they can make the next 100x. And so utility stuff, layer 2s, nobody cares.
It's sad.
It will come back because we'll have different investors coming to the space and looking for real value. It's just, I think, the nature of where we are. I think the next stage is a lot of the application stuff, the real world assets, the deep in, getting utility, gaming, it's all to come. It's so big, it moved the Australian economy, the Singapore economy, the US economy, and the UK economy, that all the central banks mentioned it, right? But how much is she worth? $1 billion. How much is the Taylor Swift economy worth? Multiple hundreds of billions of dollars. You can't release that, but tokenization can. And then we can be incentivized to be Taylor Swift fans and, generate merch and generate whatever, and you create this token economy. That's what this is all doing. It's the future purpose. We've seen it also in gaming. So kids hang out online in games. When I used to go to the shopping mall with friends and go and meet them, kids now hang out in Minecraft. And again, once you start adding ability to monetize this, you don't need to work.
So can you link that to the AI argument again, just so I can understand?
We don't have any work to do. We're going to be at home.
I got it.
Even if we're given universal basic income, how are we going to find our purpose as humans, right? We're not hunter-gatherers anymore. We're not farmers anymore. We're not doctors and lawyers anymore. What the hell are we? I mean, there is signal in the fact that Dogecoin has survived this long.
When did Dogecoin launch?
2013 or something?
It's 2013.
Yeah.
That's insane. Okay, oh yeah, Bitcoin. So you said you're involved in that space. Publicly, privately, do you talk about the coins you're investing in?
It because
Oh, nice.
I'm being as open as possible.
Okay.
I'm only in 2 right now. I'm switching to 3.
Really?
Actually.
That's it?
Yeah, because my whole don't fuck this up thesis is keep your core bets, the Bitcoins, the Ethereums, the Solanas, and for me it's SUI. So I keep...
Oh, you really got...
Yeah, on the foundation as well.
Okay.
But yes, I've been buying that in the open market because it's been the big outperformer. It's like the Solana of last cycle. So keep that. And then I say, well, look, with 10%, do what you want. Because then even if you blow it all up, it's the people who go out to 80% of the portfolio's means, unless you're the best trader in the world, most people lose money over time. So I've just got small allocation. It's flipped around over time. But generally right now, I managed to get... I've been in Doge for the last 5 months. Expecting deal.
Do you think you can create an agent that will be able to find?
Yes, without question. There's already one on X. I don't know if it's a true agent or not.
What is it
called? AI XBT or something like that.
Essentially, what does it do? It's an agent that we're not invested in it. I don't know about it. So
no, and I've only just somebody brought it my way. I can't remember who. And basically, what it's doing is kind of analyzing Discord servers, X, blah, 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 and some on-chain data.
That's insane.
And it comes up with alpha. And it's got a token around it. I'm not fully aware of it. I don't own it. But
is it a utility
faster than you think?
Is it I know we're not too deep in the project, but is it a utility token around it?
I have no idea.
Putting
I've only just gone down this rabbit hole, just started to look at it thinking, and I can't tell how real it is, whether it's a human behind it.
Could be just a person, could be a pump and dump, could be a rug pull. We have no idea. Just there's a bit disclaimer there.
Yeah.
But I'm going to check it out.
Basically, you can ask AI to build AI for you. You say, I want to replicate this. We're not very far away.
We're moving so fast.
It's way too fast.
Does it scare you?
Doesn't scare me, but it's almost impossible to keep up. So everybody I know in this space, and so the only way to change that equation of having to refinance the debts every 4 years, that cycle we talked about, is going to be changing the economic formula. And what we're about to do is we're going to add infinite population growth. And then by the time we bring down the cost of electricity via solar, nuclear, and all the other things, plus the productivity from the AI and the robots, that productivity number is going to go la la land. So we can see economies growing at 30% a year.
And would that solve the debt issue?
Yes, because it's debt's GDP that matters.
Yeah.
Because GDP is the engine that pays the interest payments on the debt or services the debt. The issue is it may not accrue to any of us as humans. 30% GDP growth. Okay, so what do? Do you tax the robots, tax the AI? Probably. Do we...
And they get pissed off about it and they're like, why are we paying the tax?
Well, that's another thing.
Exactly.
But this whole equation, right? So, okay, so there's the economic model. I think by 2030, 2032, we don't understand the whole study of economics fails because we can't understand this phenomena. Additionally, think about, we were talking about you build a bot that trades well. But once you buy it and you own it, somebody can't take it away from you. And that becomes a lifestyle ratchet. It's something that if the world is changing, you can always go to your beach house and everything will be okay. And that's what I'm talking about. It's the security of life when things get crazy, you feel secure that you're not going to lose everything.
So I've got 2 questions here. We're talking about moats. Do you think...
Sorry, I've thrown a lot at you.
I'm obsessed in this discussion because I get very selfish in my interviews. Anyone that listens to them, they do well. That's probably why. But I just ask the questions I'm interested in. And you talked about different moats. Is a personal brand going to become a bigger moat now that people are looking for that human touch?
Yes, I think trust. Don't forget that's what blockchain does, is trust as well. Trust fails in a world of AI and everything else, right? So people want to trust somebody.
And they'll trust a human over AI?
For now.
But
for now.
Okay.
But I think what humans do is build communities around them. So community is a moat. It's the...
Yeah. And I decided to just tell ChatGPT to teach me how to build a chatbot using all my message histories on WhatsApp. And then
no way.
Essentially, I managed to do that over a weekend. I've only taken Computer Science 101. And that's what I've been able to do. But anyways, the question is, do you think this needs to be mitigated? How do you think about the social implications of this?
Because it's operating under Reed's law, which is Metcalfe's law squared, there is zero chance the regulators can catch up. Zero. Because what is to stop, and they're distributed. These models, the open source models, which they're not going to be able to stop. And
I did it with Lama.
Yeah, and we need open source models, because if not, we're going to hand all the power of the world to a few companies. So they're everywhere and nowhere. So if the US tries to ban them, it's like crypto. It'll come out of Israel, or it'll come out of China, or it'll come... I don't know how we stop it. So you're going to have AI policing AI, and you're going to have an